What up, guys? It's going to be a short video, just my thoughts about my time that I spent DJing weddings. I think I've probably done about 10 to 15 in my life, and the decision that I made why I was not going to do them anymore, and just some of the experiences that I've had and nuances that went into that decision. So, obviously, weddings can be a pretty lucrative business at times. So I would say that my pay for any particular wedding, would range from, I don't know, maybe $1,500 to the low end to maybe up to 3,000, 3,500 for a top end. And that seems like a really significant amount of money, and which it is, but there's a couple things that really separate being like a club DJ or electronic music DJ to being a wedding DJ. And a lot of the times, DJing isn't even necessarily the focus of what you're expected to do at a wedding. There are so many, if done correctly, nuances and planning that you have to get done with the bride and the programming and the music selection. It's not necessarily your technical skill, but having the foresight in order to identify what each part of the wedding needs. How involved do they want you to MC, what's the production level, and it's just all these skills that professional wedding DJs have acquired over time that make them so good at what they do. So I think that one big decision in that is that I didn't really want to DJ weddings anymore because professional wedding DJs could do it better. If you want, this is potentially going to be one of the most important days in someone's life. You really want them to have the best experience. And I keep the same mentality or philosophy when I think about whether I want to approach taking a DJ gig, opening for a big act, or playing for local promoters. Like, could I really do the best job? Am I the best person for that job? And I think that what I realized over time is the answer usually is no, especially for strangers. I'm willing to DJ a best, like a really good friend's wedding, if as long as I have a clear understanding of what they want. I kind of have the ability to MC. I know people in the industry that can rent me some of the more important gear, such as specific microphones to make sure the sound is right, things like that. So that has made things a lot easier. But I think for the most part, like, you wouldn't hire a structural engineer to do a civil engineering job, or I don't really know that much about engineering, but the type of skill set, and there's an entire industry of people that flourish in doing these. So I just think that unless what that person wants is specific to you, and that you can guarantee to do the best job, I think it's usually most of the time that person may have a better experience having their wedding be DJed by a professional wedding DJ. Another thing is $1,500, $2,000 for one night might seem like a large amount of money, but it's not just one night. So let's say that most weddings are on a Saturday night. You can't really go out and party hang with your friends on Friday. You got to be refreshed, wake up at Saturday. You're up at the crack of dawn, driving out to the wedding venue. You got to set up all day. You got to be on your ball all day. And then, as much fun as it may be, or they may try to hand you drinks or a bunch of food and stuff, you're working. So you really got to be focused that entire time. And then, wedding starts wrapping up at the end of the night. Before you know it, it's like 9, 10, 11. You're packing up your gear. You're not home before 1 a.m. You're not going to see your friends Saturday night. And then you're got to rest and recover on Sunday. So it's really not just one night of work. Just like DJing isn't just that 1 hour you spend in the booth at a club. It's really all the time and preparation, weeks, sometimes, that goes into preparing a proper set list, or coordinating with the bridesmaids, or coordinating with the wedding coordinator, making sure all the equipment works, that sound checks and everything. And so one wedding really does eat up your whole weekend. And so unless this is your full-time profession, which for a lot of people it's not, especially right now, then you've got to think about, you're working Monday through Friday, and then you have Friday through Sunday, you're going to DJ a wedding. It really eats into your time that you're going to spend just enjoying your life, spending with your friends, doing things that you want to do outside of work. So, I'm still willing to help out with friends. I'll do it for a very, very cheap fee, especially if I was going to go to the wedding already. I'm very happy to to DJ for them and, you know, MC for them and do whatever, just because I feel like I have the necessary skills. But it's not something that I really go out and look to do anymore. I think that I've realized the special skill sets that are required to be a great wedding DJ, and it's not something that I'm actively working on or actively am trying to be good at. Having known a couple wedding DJs, I think that it's made it a lot easier when I was doing it in the past, because I had sort of a network of people that I could pull music from, get a better understanding of programming and things like that, get a better understanding of equipment and which microphones and how to set up everything. But at the end of the day, you know, it's just, I think that I found that I know what I'm good at and what I enjoy doing, and to just leave weddings and those type of events to the professionals that have perfected and been working on that craft in the same way that I've perfected and working on playing house music or breakbeat or things like that. So I don't know. These are just some of my thoughts. I've had some really great nights DJing at weddings, and I would say that, you know, some of them have been very memorable, and like I said, it's not an amount of money to scoff at, but it really does eat into your time, and it's how much do you really think you can provide the best experience to the person who's having the wedding. And so I think when you ask yourself those two questions, you'll really figure out whether it's something you really want to do or not. And, you know, if you're working a second job, maybe a Monday through Friday, you know, that's critical time, you know, especially during some of the best years of your life. So that's just something to think about. I know this is a short video, but I just wanted to share my thoughts on this topic, and I'll probably be making more content like this. So I hope you enjoy and have a great rest of your day.